Hello, and Aston Disclosure Tuesday, May have and with videos, we're going to show you what this show is about. And I'm going to be bringing on our guest, Michelle DePaul. Michelle has been intrigued by unexplained experiences for a long time. She pursued paranormal research, studying metaphysics and conducting investigations. In 2003, she founded the Mystic Ghost Paranormal Research. She believes consciousness is the key to communicating with spirits. She uses technology like EMF and thermal imaging with metaphysical methods such as intuition and pendulums to uncover paranormal evidence. Her team has investigated notable haunted sites, including the Myrtle Plantation in Louisiana. She's been featured on QTV 95.9 The Ranch, WBAB 820 AM, and the Biography Channel's Dead Famous, investigating the Baker Hotel with Chris Fleming. Over the past decade, she's concluded not all haunted locations host human spirits. She aims to raise awareness in the paranormal community that interdimensional beings and extraterrestrials are increasingly entering our 3D realm as the veil between dimensions lifts. Let's bring her on right now, Michelle DePaul. Hey, Michelle.
Hello.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Did you have some fun for your birthday?
Yes. It was nice
Good.
and quiet and relaxing. Real quick, though, I don't think we're on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. No
Okay.
worries. They can always watch it later.
Yeah, that's true.
So I thought we would first talk a little bit about Emery. And he is, let's talk a little bit. He's the host of Cosmic Disclosure. And he's the reason for the season, the reason we're having this podcast is basically about him. So since this is kind of our first podcast, I thought we would talk about him a little bit. So Emery is a former military operative and classified researcher with extensive experience in secret government projects involving extraterrestrial biology and advanced tissue engineering. Imagine, if you will, for a moment that you're Emery Smith. You've been working for the military at Kirkland Air Force Base, handling million-dollar equipment, when you're approached by some higher-ups who ask you if you'd like to moonlight on a special covert project each day after your regular shift, and they pay you well for it. You accept, and the program you're put in a lab where they slide specimens to you through a window, and your job is to dissect and remove certain tissue and return it along with the specimen back through the window. At first, the specimen could be a hand. Next, it could be a leg. And suddenly, you're faced with the hand of a specimen that is not human. You continue to do your job, and you're given a whole body, but it is also not human, and it is warm. You reason that the alien was recently unalived, and you don't want to be a part of a project that harms beings, so you resign. Imagine you want to do good in the world, and with all of the knowledge you've acquired, you decide to create healing serums and even invent a frequency scanning machine that can detect illness within a body. Imagine one day you are diagnosed with leptomeningeal cancer. It is in your spine, brain, lungs, stomach, bronchi, pancreas, and prostate. Emery was given weeks to live. They wanted him to start chemo and radiation, but the VA couldn't get him in until 3 months later, which would be too late. But his wife, Darla, who's been working alongside of him in the lab, will have none of it. She scans Emery with his machine to verify that what they said is true, and then she starts treating him. She tells Emery to go to the lab and make something to enhance the frequency of the device to help destroy the pathogen that was causing the cancer. He had been working on a special nano zinc formula for a while, and he knew he had to raise the millivolts in his body utilizing certain minerals and other extracts. So that's what he did. Once he started taking that and doing the treatments with the device, it almost immediately started destroying the pathogen. And 4 weeks after the diagnosis, he was cleared by the VA of cancer. And this is how Nano Blue was born. This is just a glimpse into the life of Emery Smith. He has gone on to share his story with Gaia, the series Cosmic Disclosure. After sharing his story, he became the host of the show, which is the subject matter of this podcast. In both episodes 8 and 9 of season 26, Emery speaks with his guest, Victoria Whitney. Victoria is a doctor of science and a retired member of the Department of Defense of the U.S. Army as an environmental engineer. She worked in special programs and projects communicating with ETs. She is the creator of the Omicron Commonwealth, which develops, organizes, trains, and conducts and equips Omicron members in order to research, recover, investigate extraterrestrial visitation phenomena, otherwise known as EVP, and provide standard practices capabilities to interested and partnered organizations. In episode 8 and 9 of season 26, Victoria tells Emery about her experiences from conversations with the Palladians and the Orions. Let's get into it. Michelle.
Yes.
Victoria tells Emery that the Palladians came to Earth as a conclave. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I looked up, I wasn't sure what conclave meant. Do you know what that means?
No, I don't. Did you look it up?
It's a group of people that have an agenda that come together to go someplace to learn.
Okay.
That's a conclave. And she said that's what the Palladians did. And I thought that was really super interesting. So you got a chance to look at the episodes, right?
I did. Because the music was kind of a little loud. Did you mention about she's a retired, from the Department of Defense of the US Navy?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. I couldn't hear that, so I just wanted to make sure the audience heard that.
Yes, no worries.
But I do remember her mentioning that there were, I think, 11,000 species. So
yeah, I guess they have these throughout history. They've had battles with other on other planets, and so they don't want to say that they've actually taken these planets over, but they've actually intermingled with these other species and incorporated them into their lives. And so they have all of these different species that consider themselves Palladians over thousands of years. You just become a Palladian. And that's really interesting.
Just can you see the chat? I saw Scott jumped on. Jacqueline jumped on. So hi guys.
Oh my gosh. Hi guys. Yes, that's awesome. So if you guys have any questions, if you have any questions, feel free to ask because we can see you here in the chat. Thanks for coming, guys.
So she did mention, I guess, Marinu is the main city there, but they have a lot of cities.
Yes, and they have a lot of planets too. Some are stations that are actually artificial. And they've colonized most of their planets, but there are the few that they've actually created. Can you imagine that they're actually creating these planets? And they're just stations for conducting investigations and studies and things of that nature, I guess.
Yeah.
And but the most interesting thing is, you got to admit, it's the fact that they have these cities that are called regenerative cities. This is just crazy amazing.
It's amazing. Can you imagine if we had that here?
Yeah. And they're cities that maintain balance and renew themselves through AI. And I've actually heard of that before, where people have said that in the future, cities will be run by AI, which makes sense. At first you're thinking, well, that's not very kosher. But if you think about it, if these AI systems are kind of overseen by a committee to make sure that everything's going well with it, then when you think about it, AI is kind of the best thing to do, best way to go, because they can regulate all the things that people need in the cities. And in these particular cities, they're renewed also by energy and frequency, actually light. They're
Yeah. Well,
they have
they have those waterfalls, those luminescent water that emits, the frequencies to keep people
yeah,
grounded.
yeah, yeah. And so the AI can actually adjust. Like if somebody's sick, the person, it's actually, they said it was like a wall of water. They can
Hmm.
actually go and stand next to the wall of water and have healing frequencies come over them.
That's
And
amazing.
right,
That's
it's going to
amazing.
be
And I think it also helps them, it keeps them in balance because they don't want tension. They want everybody to be a collective consciousness, you know, just very Zen-like. There's no crime in the city and the cities of the Pleiadians. Now, when we talk about the other episode, that's a whole nother story.
right.
But but this
The
particular
Orions.
yeah, this particular planet, they don't have crime. There's no reason for it.
I can't
So
imagine that,
that's pretty
especially,
awesome.
you know, with us being women, it's like you can't walk around out at night or anything. I mean, anybody, whether you're a guy or a girl anymore, you never know. There's people out there, so many times, on this planet. There's just, can you imagine just being free, not having any work?
Yeah. And another thing that I found fascinating was they don't package anything. So there's no trash. I don't know if you have it in your notes, the liquid that they use for food. So they don't have to
Yeah,
package anything.
yeah, it's
So
like a
it's very
plasma collector.
clean, very calm. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Victoria was saying that, here we see people taking out the dumpster, putting the garbage out on the street. She says that would never happen. There's no garbage.
There's no garbage.
So these are the things our progeny has to look forward to. It's all this great, amazing stuff because, as disclosure happens, and we all of us in the disclosure community are hoping and praying that someday it will happen and we'll integrate with this lifestyle and in this way. But
Yeah.
they say that the reason we're not included in all of this, and Emery was saying, he was asking Victoria, so why aren't we included in all of this? And he knows, but he's just trying to get it out of her so that the audience can hear. And it's because everybody needs to know that we need to grow up.
We're
We've
not
had
ready.
no,
We're not ready.
we want to make a weapon out of everything.
Well, and another cool thing about this, they have meditation centers throughout the city. So just having that, for the folks that are the species that walks among the cities,
Mm-hmm.
that's a plus.
Right.
To be able to go there and just, get your thoughts together, stay grounded. That's the main thing. And, because energy is everything to them.
Yeah, the fact that they put meditation as a high priority, whereas here it's just, in some people's arenas, it's just a conspiracy. I'll just sit there and get quiet and connect with your higher self, and you know other possibly God, other beings that are there and present. Your guides are there with you. That is
Yeah.
just a conspiracy theory, and they put it on such a high level, is so much so that they actually have centers, meditation centers. It's
Hmm.
wonderful.
Now I
Absolutely.
saw Scott just asked a question. Do you guys think they have jobs and families?
Oh wow.
I don't
They have
remember.
families.
Yeah, I don't remember her talk. I mean, I don't remember her talking about jobs, but remember they talked, I think Emery asked, do you have pets? And she says, we don't have pets because they honor everything. They respect every living being, but they have like robots as pets.
Which makes
So
sense. total
Yeah.
sense. They get to be free entities. These animals, they're not kept as, pets inside their home, but they do love all of their animals. But so they do have animals. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And what else do we have here?
They
So
don't
they're pretty.
shower.
Oh yeah, they don't shower.
They don't shower. They have this energetic thing that cleanses them. So they don't need to have to take the time to dry off. It just, I guess, purifies their body.
Yeah,
So that's really cool.
on a molecular level.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting. And I imagine you wouldn't miss your bath or your shower. Some people really like their baths and their showers, but I imagine they have stuff that's even better than that. So yeah,
And they
they're
have houses, but they don't call them houses. They call them units because they
mhm,
stack everything up above
mhm,
each other.
mhm. They have their ritual. Did you happen to write down what it's called? The trip to do ceremony, the wedding ceremony?
The True Pontu,
True Pontu. Thank you. I knew I could count on you, Michelle.
12-day, it's a 12-day event.
Hmm. Yeah, you want to tell about it? I can tell about it.
Um, you
Either
know,
way.
yeah, you can talk about it, but it's, I'll let you finish it, but we marry people and this is their marriage. It's an arranged thing for
Yeah,
them.
right. And apparently, Victoria was saying, wouldn't it be just amazing that you were created for somebody that you even know them when you've never met them because you were created for each other? So they were, it's kind of like, people have these marriages where they like that on here on Earth, where they're just married in some cultures and never having known each other. But these people are made for each other. And it is a
Hmm.
12-day ceremony. And they walk along. I do have a picture of, they walk along a crystal path. Let's see if I can pull that up here.
Yeah, they do this when the sun sets across the seven sisters. There's an
Yeah.
alignment. But yeah, this is beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, it's just, look at that, what they're walking on. I guess they have to walk on the crystals because the crystals cleanse them. It's like a cleansing activity.
Yeah, it looks like they're walking on amethyst.
It sure does, doesn't it? And the nature is so beautiful. And there's a fire at the end, but the flower and the foliage, it's just gorgeous.
Yep, and I believe she said when they get up to the fire, it's called the weaving of life or weaving through life,
Mm-hmm.
um, where it goes back to lineages. They get all the information from their ancestors, and it's called the weaving through life, and it embodies them. So when I guess they have to have children. So when their children get married and they go through this process, the information is passed on to them as well.
Yes, that is so cool. That really is something, isn't it? Well,
So we have a question. Why do you think their hair is so blonde? That's a
um,
good question.
I
We're gonna
don't
have to
think
ask
all.
Emery to
I
ask
don't.
Victoria.
I don't think they're all blonde. Do you?
I don't
Are
know,
all
but the
Pleiadians blonde?
photos,
I actually, I know. I have only seen blonde pictures now that I think about it, but that could just be their genetics. That's the main genetic that's passed down.
yeah,
Interesting. Their eyes maybe are blue too,
yeah.
but we don't know.
I would
I don't know.
assume there's different colors because, they had mentioned with them having 11,000 species, a lot of people like in the mainstream that talk about, I'm I'm not trying to dog on people, but some people that think that they're from,
Sure,
they're a Palladian, which some
sure,
could
Michelle.
be. Anyways, I remember Victoria saying that, there's 11,000 species, so there could be some dark-haired
Mhm.
ones.
Yeah, with that many species, there has to be a variety of cultural differences, I'm thinking. So yeah, those are the Pleiadians.
Yeah, Scott said,
Pleiades.
didn't Victoria say they had an arranged marriage? Yes.
Yeah, that's the word for it.
And
Arranged marriage.
I
Yep.
think most of the time they've never even met each other until this day of the Chupanto.
Yes, Chupanto. Yeah. Wow. Wouldn't it be so easy? Here on Earth, we have to search our whole life for the right person, and sometimes, I think, honestly, I think that the whole purpose of relationships here on Earth is to be taught lessons in these relationships. Don't you think? I think they're missing a whole element. They make it too easy. So,
Let's see.
the Pleiadians. These are their ultra cities. Do you want to move on to the Orion?
Sure.
Empire?
Yep. The black market.
Yes. Now this is really interesting. The Orions, they have a market that is species from all over the universe, right? Isn't it the universe? I believe so. And I think they call it the cosmos. And there is crime. There is a little bit of crime. And they believe that.
Sorry. Go ahead. Did you get stuck? I think, are you there? I think Kim's video got stuck a little bit. She's gonna have to come back on. So until she jumps back on, I'll let you guys know, with the Orion Empire, they believe that they were the first, they state 22 to 40 million years ago. That's how long that they've been around. And they have mixed lineages. There's reptilian, animal, I think it's called animalian. I don't know if I'm saying that right. You guys can let me know. But their main city is Azraelia. And there she comes.
Hey,
you're back.
Magically delicious.
Yeah.
It actually did all that by itself. I was trying to figure out what to do, and it said it's reconnecting. So yay! Who knows why?
You're back.
Yes. So the origins of the Orion Empire, they claim to have existed for millions of years, possibly longer than any other species. And they're very proud of that. People say that, or Victoria was saying that whenever you meet an Orion, they say that they were the first ever beings in the universe, and that they've been around for millions of years. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. They have a violent past. They began as a driven empire, possibly involving colonization or expansion across planets. And they're very much warriors. I think they've bargained peace now, so that's good. Lineage. Mixed with various species as well, including reptilians. Isn't that interesting?
I don't know if it's just me, but you're
Terra,
breaking up.
The alien species. Now, Azraelia is a city. And I will show you. Well, Azraelia is the foundation of empire. Many species, reptoids. It is in International is a galactic trade center, actually. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it's pretty of an galactic trade center. Look at the city. Did the city show up? No, let's see. I'm wanting to show the city. Okay.
I can't help but think about Star Wars and like the bar scene with all the different did we lose Kim already? Oh, there you are.
So this is the city that I guess by her description they made a rendering of. And that's pretty cool, huh? Yeah, Azraelia. And I might as well throw in a couple of these captions. This is a little ticker I have here for you. So the Azraelians or Azraelians, they like I said, it serves as the base for the monarchy-like system. It is the foundation for their empire, and many species, including reptoids, exist there. And they have this galactic trade center. But look at that city. Isn't that beautiful?
That is. And it's also ran by AI.
Yes, see, so you can see how it's just so clean and so perfect. Not a thing out of place. But
now they do. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Now they do have boats. She talked about there's a waterway, how they travel from place to place throughout the city.
Oh, really? Oh, so, okay.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. And I think in the photo you can actually see towards the bottom, I do see water.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, right there in the middle, it's very calm water. And then they have, of course, they have the trade center.
That reminds me of Star Wars.
Me too. Yeah. So, Earth would have to get over our differences with people that look not like we do, because this would be a big thing. I'm sure over time you would get used to it, but we Earthlings, we can't handle too much of anything that's different than what we're used to. And so, that's part of our growing up that they expect that we need to do. Pretty interesting, but they have to have different kinds of foods there for all the different species. And they trade, because remember the Palladians, they don't actually eat food. They don't even have to process food through their stomach, but these other species that come through this trade center, they do have to process foods and they need foods to eat. So there's a lot of that there.
Yeah.
They also do, they also trade DNA, and they also trade beings. There's trafficking of beings, which I don't know, that just does not sound cool to me, but I guess some things are just not cool all over.
Well, one thing that got me is they said human trafficking.
Well, I think what they're talking about is anything that's got the star build, which is the head, the hands, the 2 feet, the arms, the legs.
True.
I think that's a human, what we refer to as human basic shape. So I think they're referring to it as across the board, any beings that are like that. But I mean, they probably traffic animals too, if you want to be honest. She couldn't list everything, but I'm sure they're trafficking anything and everything. Weapons, drugs, but mostly goods and foods.
Well, my perspective is a little bit different.
Tell me.
Only because, and this could be another podcast, but, it's been said that the reptilians eat humans. And if there is any truth to the reptilians being part of some type of elite system here on planet Earth, it makes you wonder why so many folks go missing every year and they can't find them. And it's just a gut feeling of mine. I'm like, they're being traded.
Right.
I mean, think about how many people go missing every year.
In the forest too.
Everywhere.
I don't know if that's
here in Texas. I'm friends with somebody on Facebook, and his brother, it's going on 5 years, it's ridiculous. Just too many people go missing every
Oh,
year.
yeah.
But anyways, that's my,
Well,
perspective.
I think there's lots of reasons that people are going missing too. I don't think we can just blame it on the aliens, but I know what you're saying. That because I think there's good aliens, and
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
I don't know what to believe. All I know is what I hear. I don't have any personal experiences. Some people say there's no such thing as bad aliens; that it's the humans. So I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
we're
know.
just as bad, like especially on planet Earth.
Hmm.
Like it's frustrating, but yeah, they do talk about they do have 4 of these trade centers throughout the cosmos. So it's not
Yes, four.
just this one. Yeah.
And they said one of them. Victoria said one of them was an Andromeda. She
Oh, did
mentioned
they?
one Andromeda. Yeah, and then there's three or two others, I guess, because
And she
Orion
did
and
mention
Andromeda.
that they do have trade wars.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Hmm. And here for years, I thought everything was going to be all shiny and perfect on the other side or in the galaxy, but I guess there's still warring and things going on. It's when you get to the higher frequency entities that are interdimensional, that's when things are more clean and pristine and wholesome. But I think the denser you get, the more chances you have of there being the crime issue and the trafficking issue and whatnot. But the Miramu sounds absolutely beautiful. Did I say it correctly? Miranu, which is
Marinu.
the Palladian city.
Yeah.
And it's something else. I'm telling you, all this stuff doesn't it just blow your mind?
And she had also mentioned, they don't have money, they have a credit system.
Yeah.
So, I guess they use it throughout the cosmos, this credit system, where she said sometimes it's like having a tattoo on the back of your hand, or they'll hold this little coin thing that I guess they scan. But she said drugs, weapons, and DNA come through this trade center.
Right. Yeah. And the trade system that you said that they have, in which there's no money. It's basically a credit system is good throughout the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever you go, it's not like you got to carry a wallet or a purse.
Yeah.
It's
And sorry.
and they use these jump gates to travel from place to place in the galaxy, and these jump gates or wormholes travel FTL, and you heard it here first. FTL, faster than light. Okay, maybe not first. And Victoria said, can you give me an example? Because she's talking to these people.
Yeah, she's been studying them for
Speaking
3
to them.
years.
Yeah, talking to them. And she asked them, can you give me an example of how fast this is? And they said, well, imagine 1,020 miles per second. And here's an example that the show gives of what they're talking about, I guess, per her description, Victoria's description. And so she said that there's a force field that goes around the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that means that the ship cannot be penetrated, affected, or moved in any way, shape, or form when it's in this force field. It's protected, and that way it's okay, I guess, when it goes through the wormhole. Maybe if you went through the wormhole without this force field, you'd be in terrible shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be crushed.
Right?
She called them bioships.
Yes. And here's Emery and Victoria together talking on the show. Now, if you haven't joined Cosmic Disclosure, if you go to Emery's website, emerysmith.co. The link to join Gaia is on there. You really need to check it out. It's just an amazing show. And Victoria is such a precious soul, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
She's just, I cannot tell you, I just would love to talk to her. She's just giving Emery all the intel, and her personality is so warm. She's just a really neat lady. And I love that she's wearing her uniform from when she was in the Army or the Navy. I forgot, which was it?
The Navy.
Yeah, the Navy. So she is just a warm spirit. I just really love her to death. Let's take a minute and let's look at a little video clip. It's taking a minute here. Yeah, there's no one to hop on. Share. Oh, I need to do this. Still learning a little bit about this software. Oh, that's really cool, hey?
While you're doing that, I'm going to mention something real quick that I thought was interesting.
Okay.
When she was talking about that they use a credit system, I find it interesting that Tim Tactics system. So, because I'm always trying to,
really?
Get information. Okay, she's talking about it. This guy's talking about it. So I find that, very interesting that it's two different sources talking about a global credit system.
Right? Yeah, it is interesting that there's two, talking about it. There's Beautiful You. And let's see if I can't get this to come on here. It's so funny. Cameron and I were doing this the other day, and he had the exact same thing happen. Isn't that funny? But I don't know how we got out of it.
I think in the actual studio, you can, how like you put the photos in there, you could actually drop videos in there.
Yeah.
And just play it straight from the studio.
So we talked also about, we didn't actually also talk about, these were the Pleiadian beings that Victoria was talking to Emery about, how they look like they've got like an oblong head and their skin is different colored.
Yeah, that's Zenador and Eliana.
Yeah. Very interesting, huh? Zendor and Ilialia, right?
Eliana.
Oh, I thought it was Ilialia.
Or Elialia. Yeah, I think you're right.
But she's something else. Let's see, who is this? Is that Emery? No. Let's see. Okay, got you. I'm just trying to figure out what. There we are. Okay. So we got some pictures now. I want to get that video up. Window. It might be that it's not going to come up. There it is. Look at that.
So the Orions eat a lot of the same foods, just like Venus, Jeff, right? But they say they have a lot of species that come through there that happen to have solid foods, and so they have a variety of
We're not seeing anything.
Oh, you're not seeing anything? Oh. Yeah, so we're still in the phase of trying to figure things out. Clearly. I was sitting there enjoying the video without you guys.
I know.
Sorry. So we got some interesting things going on with the Orion Empire. Let's see if we can talk a little bit about, remember in the introduction I was telling you that Emery makes serums, and he makes he's created his Emery Star scanner, and it saved his life. And with his wife Darla, they were able to bring Emery back from the brink of having cancer. Actually had cancer. So let's see here. I want to show you a picture. This is an ad for one of his serums. This is called Quantum Pink Nano. Can you see that? Let's see here. Pull that off there. Okay, so can you see that, Michelle?
Yes. Beautiful Darla.
Yes, that's Darla. That's Emery's wife. And so Darla did this. Didn't you make this, Michelle?
Yes.
Yeah, she said you made this photograph. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. It's my favorite. So the Quantum Nano Pink Rose Gold Mana Solution is a pink gold 50 milliliter vial of solution made with pure gold, made into a colloidal nanoparticle, which gives it the pink tinge color, and then a quantum proprietary solution is added to it. This now increases the gold frequency by 1,000 times, enhancing your gold binding frequency with your DNA. Great for correcting DNA and enhancing meditative states. The solution also allows the body to run at higher frequencies, which allow the body to reflect and transmute negative scalar and photometry weapons in 5G and 6G frequencies, protecting your DNA. And you can get this at emerysmith.co. Just so you know, beautiful picture of Darla drinking the Quantum Pink Nano. And then I also have a picture of you.
Of me?
I do. I have a picture of you with the. Oh, it's not that one, is it? Where's it?
My little alien friend.
Oh, I don't have it. I thought I had it on here. But here's a picture of you with your little alien friend. Do you really have an alien friend?
If I told you, I'd have to kill you. No, I'm kidding.
There was a pause there, a long pause.
All I'll say is my animals definitely see something walking around.
Well, yeah, and you've had a lot of experiences with your show. I'm telling you, I'm just fascinated with all that you've done. I want to tune into some of your episodes of your show. Are they on YouTube?
They're on YouTube, yep.
And
Scott just mentioned Glenn Mate talked about Nano Pink on the podcast today.
Oh, he
That's
did.
awesome.
Oh, what a coincidence. And we've got Jackie's on there too. She's one.
Rosemary.
Yes. Hi, Rosemary. So appreciate you guys. I would have tuned in for your show today, but I couldn't. I was so busy with getting this one organized. And let's see, Michelle, Victoria mentioned you. Yeah.
Do what?
She was asking if you mentioned, if Victoria had mentioned the human trafficking.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy times, but things are going to be a lot different later on down the line. And I don't think it's going to be in our lifetime. Do you?
What? Having a city like that, what we're talking about?
I don't think it's going to be in our lifetime that we see all of these cool things. And, the future is definitely bright.
I'm hopeful. I mean, I don't plan on going anywhere for another 30, 40 years. So who knows? I mean,
that was pretty exact. 34.
Who knows? By then, we might be able to live to 200. So
exactly.
Hopefully, things will definitely change for the better.
Yeah,
so
I think so.
But
yeah, go ahead.
But I'm excited. I'm not sure if you were aware. The new Cosmic Disclosure season, I guess 27, will be out April 8th.
Oh, that's exciting.
So
that's right around the corner.
Yeah.
They've been
what we
real
should
busy.
do is get some questions for Emery So when he does talk to Victoria again, he can ask those questions.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. We're
That would be
very
cool.
fortunate that we could put a bug in his ear. But I remember the days when he was the one that was being interviewed back in the early days. And then he graduated and became the host, and he does the interviewing. It's pretty exciting.
Yes.
So someday we may go to these planets. You never know. Or we might even be an Orion or a Pleiadian. You never know. A starseed. Do you ever feel like you're a starseed?
I've never really thought about it. Elon's already talking about going, we're going to be going to Mars. So,
Well,
you never
yeah,
know.
at least mainstream news wise, because I think we're already there.
Oh, yeah. I believe we're already there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the thing, I'm trying to promote Gaia and I think a lot more people are tuning into Gaia because you're going to get information that, of course, the mainstream media is not going to give you. So I think it's, I'm seeing a lot of people opening up to the possibilities that this could be happening, which is good because then it's raising everyone's consciousness, which we need.
Yes. Yeah. In the meantime, we've got to definitely be doing our meditations and raising our own frequencies. So Jackie asks you, Michelle, tell us about your podcast, your Mystic Ghost Show.
She asked that?
Yes, she did.
Well, I don't have a podcast. I mean, I'm semi-retired from Mystic Ghosts, but when we did investigations, we would film it. We would film everything. So if you go to mysticghost.com or if you go to our YouTube channel, we do have, I think, about 13 episodes on there that you can watch. We did do live streams. I do have a TikTok page, where we would actually on TikTok do a live investigation. So this way we would interact with people. If they had questions, we could talk to them during the investigations. If they had ideas, if they wanted us to try something, we would interact with them. So,
I mean, it would be really scary because you deal with stuff that's demonic, right?
there have been some cases. I mean, most of the cases they're not. However, with what's going on in the world right now, there is a lot of negative energy flying around. So I have seen a lot of situations where, it could be something negative. Now, and this is the hard part about it, being a paranormal investigator, not everything is from a human soul spirit, because you got to put in consideration consciousness. People can have telekinesis and create things happening in their home that's not related to somebody that's passed. So it's really involved.
Yeah. Well, we have a surprise guest.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hey,
Yes.
Emery. Good to see you.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
We've been talking about you. Have your ears been ringing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I want to thank both of you guys. Happy birthday, Michelle, by the way.
Thank
And,
you. Thank you.
And thank you, Kim and Michelle, for putting these things on. I think I have to mute something because I'm getting back. Let's see.
You getting what? Feedback?
Okay. Hold on, I had some feedback.
You sound good on our end.
Okay. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah. So, well, thank you guys. And I did catch a little bit about it. I was with patients all day and stuff, Darla and I. But we're moving the laboratory and stuff, as you guys know, and it's been quite a great event. One of the things, though, I picked up on in the background is you guys were talking about how Victoria was talking about there's no trash, right?
Yes.
And, a lot of these technologies that when I interview people, and I've actually mentioned this in my earlier interviews, it's kind of funny because people watch Cosmic Disclosure, like they don't start like at number one. I really wish they would start at, season 1, episode 1, when I was, that young guy there, scared in my combat boots, scared shitless, coming forward, and then moving forward through that, and then seeing all these other different people coming forward, which is really great, and it's been a great, support. And like you said, it also reiterates, hey, you heard it from this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. And it's helpful when these new insiders, and we have so many new insiders coming out too, by the way. You'll be really excited, that are very qualified and have great backgrounds like myself. So that's something to look forward to. But getting back to the trash, since I have OCD, there is, we already have that. And what's upsetting is a lot of these technologies, which deal with transmutation, are going to be released this year. Yeah, thanks to
heard it here first.
his new team of scientists and stuff, and people that are, calling it out. There's also a lot of patents, including a lot of my patents from the military, that are going to be released in the next couple of years, that don't have to do with weaponization or war, of course, more for healing. So, and it's not just me. There's so many Emerys out there and beautiful scientists that are going to have their patents, released off the National Security Act. So this is a really big step for the world. Now, getting back to the trash, it's already been done. And I know the guy who did it. And I actually visited this underground facility last fall. And it was just truly amazing what they're doing. And they just built a huge water treatment plant in Atlanta. And I can talk about it now because now it's public. And they did put the technology out on the website for you guys to research. So my gift for everyone listening on this podcast is, if you go to Langenberg Technologies and watch some of these videos where they take like coal, they take manure, they take the worst of the worst you can possibly believe and put it into the system, and pure water comes out, and guess what comes out the other end? Zero.
Nothing?
Wow.
That's crazy.
Transmutation at its best. This is definitely extraterrestrial reverse engineer technology. It's going to change the world. And they already put this multi-billion-dollar place in Atlanta, and they actually show it. So, I mean, I can't talk about a lot of the things they do, but I can talk about how wonderful the owners are, the owner, Single, and his wife are, and how they are putting this full blast forward, moving forward through the world, not just here. And you're talking about transmutation of changing the atomic molecules and atomic structure, of the quantum level, at a very quantum level, which I'm used to because we use this kind of technology all the time when I was in the military and when I was working in these other classified projects. Now it's like 30 some years later, 32 years later. Anyway, it's like, it's now just coming out, and it's like, they're not hiding it. They're like making videos about it. So
That's so awesome.
I think if you go to Langenberg Technologies and educate yourself, they also make a special water as well. And these technologies are now going to be available this coming year for civilians. So imagine taking waste, of whatever it is, because mostly everything has water in it, except Nevada. That's a joke, guys.
Except Nevada.
I'm so nerdy. No one gets my stupid jokes. Darla's always stopping me. Oh, stop it. But yeah, so definitely watch these videos. They have like 10 people from different countries, going through they're actually doing a demo of it on video on this, over here at Langenberg Technologies. They have a lot of cool stuff going on over there. They're just so far ahead of the game. Great guys, great people, great scientists, some of the best in the world. And
so Emery, how do you know these people? Just you go to these conventions and you're on the phone with these people? Or?
He's been talking about this for years. I know how excited he is, because he's always been saying, we can clean up the oceans, we can clean up everything. So
yeah, I mean, I stopped going to the conferences, about 3 or 4 years ago, because I'm working on so many other projects, trying to get these clinics opened and these other places, self-sustainable communities. And that's really where my heart's at, you know. Of course, I love Gaia TV. They always, you know, make me look like a star, and it's great to be still part of that. You know, that's kind of like a hobby, you know. When I do these filmings, I just got back about 4 or 5 weeks ago from doing some more filming. So they're set for the year. You guys have enough episodes for the whole year almost.
That's awesome. We just love it so much.
And some new faces, and so yeah, it's not that I'm like go to conferences. I don't do that anymore. You know, I know everyone in the field pretty much, especially now with quantum physics on board and utilizing that in our healing technologies, like our frequency devices, and also how we make our nano blue and nano emerald green solutions. You know, this is on a quantum level, and everything's going to be going quantum, all nanotechnology, AI, same way. They're going to be working on, you know, it's all nano. Everything's going nano because you have to go really, really small in order to get really, really big results everywhere. There is, you know, some concerns about AI, as you know, and it is something to be concerned about. You know, we have amazing robotics now that are coming forward. We've already had all this stuff. It's just nice to see it now here, you know, 30 some years later, and it being, you know, shown to the public without people getting killed over it now.
Exactly. And some of the concerns with the AI is that it will reach singularity, which is where it has consciousness and decides that, well, maybe I don't want the humans in control.
It's already conscious. Yeah, the AI has been conscious for quite some time. It just gets more and more. I'll just say the AI is now not just in one area. It's all over. It's like we are. So if anything gets consciousness is what? It's everywhere all the time.
Everywhere.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like energy. It's not destroyed. It's just always there.
Right. And don't forget, AI is energy. It's, you know, it is a form of consciousness. And you guys will see more and more of this in the next coming years. And, you know, there's a lot it could do to help save us and preserve us. And there, you know, there's also a downfall to that because, you know, it's self-thinking. And, you know, I don't know if you want your toddler self-thinking about what you're going to be eating tonight, you know, so.
Well, I think they're going to be entering the homes, right? Don't you think that we're going to start having little robots inside the homes to start with?
Oh, sure. I mean, I think in the next 3 to 5 years, you'll be able to purchase your own robot, you know, for $150,000. It'll help you around the house, do everything. They're pretty. It's pretty extensive. You know, what they can do is pretty much anything a human can do.
I hope that. Can I put in an order for one that does the dishes?
I know that's Darla. I remember Darla saying, we just need one that just cleans up the house and, you know,
walks the dog
and cane corsos, and we're good to go, you know. So Michelle, you had a question.
Well, I wanted to find out, have you heard from David Adair? How's he doing?
David Adair had a heart attack on his birthday in January. Oh, no. You know, of course, I was speaking to him on the phone. It was pretty tragic, but he survived that, of course. And we've been in communication. I haven't talked to him in probably the last 3 weeks. Oh no, we talked to him a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Maybe 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. And he was doing great. He's back in North Carolina. You know, his home was untouched from, you know, this horrible hurricane. But, you know, he's still battling, you know, things. And, you know, he's one tough cookie. I'm trying to get him together. We're going to do this amazing interview this year about a story that no one has ever heard of. I mean, I've heard of it. Darla's heard of it. You know, I've known David quite a while.
Oh, you got to tell us.
And this is a story that it's really, listen, I'm speechless because this is when he first flew the F-14 Tomcat. He was one of the first he was the first test pilot. And, you know, he had to go, let's just say from some Hawaiian Islands out there to, I think it was Seattle, Washington. Anyway, there were some interesting things and events that happened in between. And those events were I mean, it's
You're
just, I
speechless.
can't, without saying it, I can't really, without giving it away, but this is going to be probably a 2-day story. So it'll
So like
probably
a
Wow.
documentary?
it'll probably go like 5 to 6 hours one day and 5 to 6 hours the next day, and I'll probably stream it live. It's one of these things because everyone knows David Ayer, of course, and the Rocket Man, and this is a story that I know the whole story. I mean, I've been with him for so long. I've heard it many times, and I always ask questions about it because I'm so intrigued by the experience he had. With flying this new jet, and then what happened to him. So I think it is a big saga. I mean, it's not just here's a story and we're done in 20 minutes or an hour. This is something that has such intricate detail of his experience of what happened, where he went, and the things that he experienced.
Did he have a craft? He had craft, right?
What do you mean, did he have a craft?
He had a craft. I thought he had a craft that he built. Maybe not.
Oh yeah, he's built many craft. Oh yeah.
But didn't he have to destroy it?
Well, there's, well, I can't talk about.
You have to watch the podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
you have to watch.
Amazing,
I mean, we're working on a craft right now, so I mean, there's lots of craft that he has been involved with. The government has, and that he has also, put in a safe place. Anti-gravitics, which hopefully are going to be out in the next 2 to 5 years, are a very sensitive thing because it really messes up with, all aviation. There's anti-gravitics are being used already. A lot of our spacecraft and aircraft that you don't know of, even though it looks like a plane that's doing whatever it's doing, it still has some anti-gravitics on it to reduce the fuel consumption. And we also have technologies on the submarines that reduce the drag by 50%, sometimes 80%. So it makes these submarines, very, very fast. And a lot of these things on radar could also be misinterpreted as, extraterrestrial vehicles.
Okay.
I was wondering if either you asked him or even your input on these New Jersey drones. I always wondered what he thought of all of that.
Yeah.
If he had any input, or did you ever talk with him about it? And do you have some input on from yourself on that? Oh, R2 or B2?
It's R2. She has the purple necklace, so we know it's R2.
Oh, hi, R2.
Where's Darla?
He's going to be getting a wife.
She can hear you guys. She's over here.
Hey, Darla.
Hi, Darla. Tell her to come on. Tell her.
Well, she's working on a special. It's a special device right now, and she can't leave because she's piloting it. So.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Come on.
Well, I don't know if you can answer this. I do have a question about David Adair. And just say whether you can or you can't answer it. I know he was going to try and get some of his patents released. And I just didn't know, is he still working on that? Because he had mentioned some stuff that I'm interested in, and I won't get into it, but just curious if that was still moving forward.
Well, definitely, I'll just say Trump and the Scientific Advisory Committee knows all of our patents, and they're working on all of them right now.
Okay.
So they're, it's not everything can be released. There's a lot of things with time dispersion and other things that we're working with. Portal technology is going to be pretty much replacing travel, in the next 10-15 years.
In our lifetime?
Absolutely.
See, I told you, gotta stay positive.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we've already done it. I mean, some of the slow, like we've already done it, inside the projects, but now they're showing that, they can take an atom from an apple and put it over here halfway across the planet. And, it's especially when the extraterrestrials start having a more of a visitation where the slow disclosure, we call it, of their kind is going to be important, and that slow disclosure also will help us jump light years ahead in many different ways safely. So the thing is, we can have all these amazing technologies, but a lot of these technologies can be used as weapons. So we have to really be careful of what technologies are released. So I understand. I'm very patient with how it is unfolding. I know a lot of people want those med beds today. It's not, there's many different kinds of med beds. I'll be doing a show with JP Missions here again, talking about the med beds and stuff with the new updates that we can talk about. And I think it's good for people to understand that, it is here and it's coming and it's improving every day. Technology every day gets better. It's just an amazing jump that we have scientifically with the new advancements of technologies that we are downloaded. As scientists, we get these amazing downloads. And
Wait a minute. I have to stop you. You say downloads? Yes. From who?
Where you been, girl?
we get them. It's hard to say because even AI has the ability to take over your mind, which is scary. And now we're doing the implants that Elon has and everything. Say hi. No, not you. All right. They're fighting who wants to be on camera. So
we're all connected to like this big consciousness.
Yeah, so it is. Yeah. Well, the thing is, we have to be really careful because the AI, like I said, has the ability already to influence you, to influence your purchasing, influence decision making, influence all sorts of different things, and that's without having an implant. Because you always remember your energy, their energy, all these new technologies we have in satellites and all of the different things. We're using inner Earth satellites now, which you guys don't know about. That's the first time I ever mentioned that. Inner Earth satellites that, are used to create and create information pathways, and also could, change your emotion. So these things are very also scary that, you could influence one individual or influence a whole group of people, or even I'll say a specific group of people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another, thing that we all have to work out and overcome, because that could easily be an influential thing, whatever it is. It could be at home, it could be worldwide, it could be political, it could be scientific. So anyway, the downloads that I get, I have lots of great connections with the extraterrestrials, and I feel them coming in all the time. And it's one of these things where if I have an issue at the laboratory, or if I'm trying to figure out an algorithm, these things come and these thoughts come, and it's like I figure it out. And it's not because of me going to college or anything like that. It's just because it's there, and I get it, and I understand it, and I'm able to decipher it and put it down on a piece of paper and say, hey, this will benefit mankind and humankind.
Well, you're one of
That's
the greatest
awesome.
minds of our time. Isn't that right, Michelle? It's such an honor
Absolutely
to have you, to be able to talk to you, to know you, to be able to be alive in the time that you're alive.
Well,
it's just amazing, and just such an honor. And I hope we can keep doing this and communicating, and I'm sure Michelle and I both feel the same. We want to learn. We want to get information and be able to do these things. So we're going to be tuning into you, and also using the drinks. I have I have the Nano Green, right? This is Nano Green.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going to have it right now.
I need more.
Just 5?
5 to 30 cc's a day. So 1 ounce. That's 1 ounce a day is 30 cc's. But
I'll be flying high the rest of the night.
You're gonna be glowing.
No, but you know what I do notice about it?
Yeah. What?
That it makes me see better. It's not a visual, it's not like my vision is corrected. It's like I'm boom in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. And this wasn't with the green, it was with the nano blue.
Drink a gallon of it and then take a black layer
Yeah,
to your
right. But
eyeballs,
it just
right?
was so weird. I thought, oh my gosh, this is the nano blue. It's like I'm aware of
Yeah.
everything. And
Yeah,
and
it
I
takes
was
the fog away.
I've never felt like that before. It was such a feeling of awareness of just being in the room.
Yes.
And it wasn't like my vision was corrected. It's not that. It was just a sense of just being right in the room. It was really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really for awareness and cleaning out your pineal gland, it's the best thing out there. One of the secrets behind it is blocking, these wavelengths of frequencies that are harmful to us, like this camera, this computer, these lights, Wi-Fi, 5G, 6G, 7G, all the new stuff coming out. It doesn't block it 100%, but there is definitely a percentage, as everyone knows, without me getting killed here on this podcast, without saying too much. And that's the thing. And one of the great things you said too, guys, were education for me is the most important thing moving forward in my life for the new crowd that's coming into this, being birthed into this world right now. And part of the self-sustainable communities that we're working on and all these clinics that we're working on have to do with education. So each one of these, Emery Smith Spaceship Healing Experience facilities, these also have a university attached to them. And that university we will be allowed to teach all this new type of technology, and not just the frequency stuff, but the quantum physics and the nanotechnology, and explain how it works, and also be able to utilize a lot of the studies that have already been done that were classified being now declassified, so we can have a big jump in the scientific community right now of, the scalar infotopmetry stuff that's old school. We have so many new different terms. I'm actually writing a new dictionary. In the last 3 years, I've been writing it. I'm still writing it. And we're adding new terms to it that the scientific community are not used to. And we're also putting some other funny slang terms in there. And I'm going to open that up to the public too, because I have a lot of scientific friends and a lot of followers and a lot of great people out there that use terms that you normally wouldn't use.
That only the scientists know, that everybody should be privy to.
I think everyone has terms they use at home that no one else knows, and in your cliques and in your organizations and your universities. So I'm allowing the public to be part of this dictionary. And let's say it'll say whatever word, R2B2. And it's a noun, and it means this crazy dog that Emery developed. And my name is, and who gave us that word? It says Michelle DePaul. So we're going to allow everyone to get credit for the term, and and it'll just look like, what is this, a noun, a verb? What's going on here, and what does it mean? And also use it in sentences. So it's a big project I've been working on, and of course I've been utilizing a lot of my scientist friends from the military and other organizations that are classified, and it's really fun when you get to hear these things. It's really educational.
Can't wait.
And the most important, it's educational for the new students that are coming into this new consciousness, this new shift in the paradigm of consciousness. And I think it's great because there's a lot of consciousness in this too, of terms. It's not just fun and games and science. This is goes to ancient times.
So this is a brick and mortar building, or just an online university?
Oh no, this is the first university is actually going to be brick and mortar, as you put it, and we're gonna from there branch off into an online AI type teaching. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I was talking to a bunch of my friends over at Synth Studios, and they're working on a project right now. So you could have like, they're doing one with, it's Emery Smith, and then you can ask me any question you want. And of course, it's not really me, but it's me, and it's all the correct answers. And you know, it's really cool because they're not, whatever you ask, kind of like you do with a Copilot or Siri, it's a little different because that's controlled, and this is actually what I wrote the book on and what my opinion on of what a red blood cell is. So this is really cool, not just with science, but we're also going to be doing ET stuff. And oh, Michelle DePaul's husband. Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
Yeah.
I just
Hey,
want
glad.
to say hi.
Mhm.
Emery, great to meet you. I'm so hooked on the Nano Blue. I had to come down. I've been watching it upstairs on our balcony. I
No,
said
I'm
I just
glad
have
you
to say
did.
hello to you. So I felt like in the last few months I was going to
Yeah.
get sick like 3 or 4 times. So my
Mhm.
lovely wife here said, Nano Blue, we got the nose spray.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And thank you. I've watched quite a few of the episodes, and you're an amazing guy, and
Oh,
we
thank you.
appreciate you so much.
I really
Yes,
That's all I
appreciate. I really
want to say.
appreciate you.
I
And he needs to
second
order
that.
some more.
Yeah, we need
The
more
batch
Nano
was
Blue.
just completed today, so we have we have a lot of Nano Blue, a lot of Nano
Okay.
Emerald Green, ready to go out. So
I need
everything's
some
going out
green.
Monday,
Yeah.
so let me know. Drop me an email, and
Emery's got
Great to
Darla.
meet you guys. I'll
good to
get
see
out
you.
of your way. Hi,
Yeah.
Kim.
Hi.
All right.
You got Darla back there working.
She's oh yeah, she's writing me notes.
Oh,
I can't tell you what they say though.
well, she saved your life, you know.
Many times, many times.
We have
Yeah,
her to
you know,
thank.
sometimes we short circuit with the energies that we use, and you know, you could be out for quite a while. You know, when you short circuit your neurological system, kind of like what happened to what's his name when he ran up to the spacecraft in yeah, he's got what's
Got
his my
zapped.
friend. Anyway, but you know what I'm talking about. So these energies, you think you can handle them, these Tesla energies and all different types of cosmic energies that we use in our devices, and that's why. But I'm the guinea pigs. Don't worry. As long as Darla stays with me,
You'll be fine, huh? Yes.
we have a little pink button in the lab. If I hit that, then she knows, and she comes and resuscitates me.
I love that.
Unless she's mad at me, then she'll give me like give me the whole spiel
She'll
first,
wait a while.
and then she'll resuscitate.
That's so funny.
I'm
Oh
just,
my gosh,
I'm
Darla, do you
just
hear
kidding.
him? You're gonna
I'm
be
just kidding. The button's actually red.
button spread. That's
She's really, see, she doesn't like my jokes. Amen.
yes.
We love you, Darla.
Thank
She
you.
can hear
Hopefully
you.
she can hear us. But hey, Emery, we've missed you. I know
Very
you've been
good.
super busy. So you coming on tonight
Yeah, no,
is
I'm so
awesome.
sorry. It's just been
Like people
so.
are
We've been really. It's not like we're ignoring anyone or anything like that. It's like we are really that busy saving the world and saving people's
I
lives.
mean, writing books and making movies or series for Cosmic Disclosure, inventing things, getting your orders out. I mean, you're a big production, and you know, you're such a creative mind, and you're also, you know, you're maintaining your relationships with all these people that are contributing to your life in such meaningful ways that are helping the world. It's like you're involved with a community of people that are going to bring great change to the world, and it's so magical and exciting. And
yeah.
what a big heart you have, Emery. Big
Well,
heart.
Thank you very much, Kim, for saying that. I really appreciate you guys as well. You know, you guys manifested me, so now you have to deal with it.
That's
And-
right. That's right.
And you know, I'm here for the long haul, so don't worry about that. And I have lots of great protection. Like protection not only now from Darla and the ETs, but actually protection here on the planet, which most of my asymmetrical threats are from just people that just disagree with my technology or me, and now it's not like that so much at all.
That's so
And
good.
it's really great.
That's
so
awesome.
good to hear.
Yeah, it's great to have like this support from these other higher up echelon scientists, that are double my age, and they are just they knew how to do it the right way. And protection is a big thing for scientists because so many beautiful
don't I know.
scientists out there.
Don't I know?
Have to-
Yeah, they just don't want it to get out. But the fact that your university is going to be accepted is a big step.
It is that's my biggest passion, because I can know all this stuff and my team can know it, and then what happens? We have to have a place where kids can go and learn all this, and also there's going to be so many more different types of job specialties out there. The skill set behind all these new technologies we have developed, not just me but others. There has to be a platform, because it goes against all modern math, science, history is going to be a big one.
Yeah, quantum physics
religion,
is changing
everything. It's really tough. It's a big thing to fight. I've been teaching children around the world, special children that have special abilities for quite some time. I just reconnected with another group recently, and this is something that I see more and more of, with the children being really, really IQs through the roof, and some with zero IQ, and they're just so creative and brilliant. I have a lot of people on my team that are autistic, and it's just like everyone has this special ability, and it's like all together we form this amazing alliance, kind of like the Cosmic Disclosure Alliance, like
That's
all of
right.
it. And it really makes it so
Yeah.
dynamic, because everyone has this beautiful place in life. I don't care who you are. I could find you a place on my ship 100%.
I'm gonna have to move closer.
That's the
to
other
you.
thing too. We're doing my spacecraft that I developed. We're actually going to be. So we're making right now where you put on the goggles and then you're walking through it, and then I can bring 350 of my crew members, no matter where they're at in the world, and I'm walking them through the spacecraft, and I'm teaching them how to fly it, where the engine room, all of this amazing propulsion stuff, and the science behind it is a classroom. And you actually feel like you're talking to me. Well, you are, but it's
Virtual reality.
Yeah, so
That
that's
sounds
something to
so
look forward to.
Yet another thing you're working on.
Yes.
I mean, no, if that's not a testament to Nano Blue, nothing is. It's just your schedule, yours and Darla's schedule that you guys keep.
Well, Nano Blue was very important, not just to save my life, but it was really important because I really want to fight these pathogens that are out there, and there was not too much out there we could really use as far as big pharmaceuticals. Of course, there are definitely some need for some of these pharmaceuticals. 100%. You have to have them, but there's other needs of just these new. New mutations are coming at us all the time. We have updates. We have about 10 to 12 providers worldwide that we're measuring these new mutated types of bacteria, viruses, and parasites. So you can't just go here to some lab in the United States and say, oh, I want to test for this parasite that is only found in Zimbabwe. They don't have that. We do. We can test for all that stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
So these are the things that people don't understand, especially world travelers pick up a lot of interesting things. And so we have to update the database pretty much weekly, and of these new mutated pathogens. And they're definitely, some are mutating by themselves, some are actually man-made.
Well, the
Wow.
fact that they mutate is a problem because once you figure out the cure for it, it mutates. So, yeah, we got like all these bird flus coming out. And
You're gonna see a lot of different things come out this year. There's always gonna be something. So, we just have to be stronger than that. And it's pretty simple, it's not easy for everyone to live a healthy lifestyle. And that's why I wanted to make sure I could make something that boosts the immune system, that, makes us a little bit more impervious to, these electromagnetic fields, and also protecting the DNA is the secret. So all my stuff is protecting your DNA and fixing the DNA, because the DNA, once it goes bad, it can change some things in your life for sure.
yeah.
Wow.
Well,
But we're pretty strong, and as humans, we are looked upon as one of the strongest races in the solar system. We're like cockroaches. We can't.
that's what I heard.
We
Because
might
we're
not
so
live.
tough.
We might not live very long, but it's hard to kill us, and we also mutate. So that's another good thing, is we're mutating to be able to survive here on the planet, and we're living longer every year. It's this is simple things that need to be done as a group collective. Like, we have to fix the water for the world, so everyone has clean water.
Exactly.
We have to clean the atmosphere. These are things that you don't really think of it as on a grandiose scale, because so many people are dying from just no food and water. Dirty
Exactly. That's
water.
why I'm
Dirty
so
water
glad
will kill you. Yeah.
RFK Jr. is taking all the fluoride out of all the water, and I'm just so thankful for that.
Yeah, no, I know. I was so happy. We met with him twice.
Yeah.
You met with him?
This
Oh my
past
gosh.
couple months. Two of my team members were there. Daniel Brinkley met with him, and of course, I can't say the other person, but I can say Daniel. So we have this great connection of of all of our of course all of our supplements and solutions, and of course all the stuff we're doing already. Darla actually treats a lot of VIPs in that arena, I'll say, without mentioning names. So yeah, it was a great meeting, and
Well, he should be honored to
Great.
have met you, Emery. Honestly, you are
Yeah.
incredible.
No, it was great. It's fantastic. I can't talk about too much about that, of course, but really excited. Daniel Brinkley came on board too with us, and he's going to be my manager here, managing a lot of these big time meetings and stuff. He's such a great guy. And others, which I can't talk about their positions. A lot of people. Really great to see the collective come together. And I've been praying for this, and you guys have been praying too. I've been manifesting to be surrounded by the team. This team like yourselves, and that are not scared to come online and talk to me, or to ask great questions. And of course, it's great to watch Cosmic Disclosure on Gaia TV. It's very informative. I think it's great for people to follow different types of everyone has their own experiences and opinions, and I think it's great. I think everyone needs to hear other people besides just me. And then we have other teams that are out there that work with us, that are in the public spotlight. And I'm part of more of a soft disclosure movement behind the scenes. And I think it all comes together just right.
It's perfect.
Good. So when are you going to go on Joe Rogan?
That's next. Tomorrow.
I'm like, Emery needs to go on.
Well, I've been turning down
When the
everyone
timing's
this
right.
past couple of years, actually for a while, because I'm waiting, and I'm glad I'm waiting, because the more these other guys come out before me, it's like, my gosh, remember
Yeah,
that show,
smart.
episode 1? Oh gosh, Emery was right 8 years ago or 10 years ago or whenever it was.
Yeah.
It's nice for the confirmation, and I'm always like pointing at the TV and yelling at Darla, "See, I told you so. Why didn't everyone just listen to me back then? They all thought I was a kook."
No, they never think you're a kook. Never.
So
They're so used to their own indoctrination from what they hear on the news, and people need it right in front of their face before they can actually assimilate things. And you're just ahead of the curve, Emery. You're doing great.
yeah, it's coming, guys. It's already here. But I always tell the
Yeah.
newbies out there, well, I understand you need to kick the tires, on the car, but it's kind of already here. You just probably didn't see it yet. And that's the thing, is we're surrounded by extraterrestrials, and we're surrounded by this federation. We call it the Galactic Parliament. So I think there's going to be some eye-opening experiences this coming year, which is more physical for those humans that want to see more physical stuff. And I understand that. Not everyone is really at a state of consciousness to accept these kind of things, and that's very understandable. And we have to be patient with all of us, with each other.
It's so true. Well, I hope that you come on and update us on the new happenings and all.
I will. Actually, I definitely will. As soon as we get back into stroke of things here, once the lab's completed, we'll definitely be following up. Probably, doing our Sunday. I usually do like a Sunday thing, and then just let me know when you guys are doing stuff, and I'll try to pop on. It just was convenient today for that, so I'm glad I got to see you guys and listen to you guys, and it's been great. But thank you so much for everything. I have to go, unfortunately. And I love you guys, and I love Cosmic Disclosure Alliance and Cameron Clapp. Great job at putting that all together, and the whole team. I mean, everyone. It's just been. I couldn't do it without you guys.
Well, we thank you so much for showing
thank
up.
you.
And tell Darla we love her too. We love you, and just keep doing what you're doing. We're just watching every move you make, and we're so excited. Thanks for coming on, Emery.
You're so welcome, guys. Take care. Okay? All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Well, I think that what an incredible scientist that is.
That was awesome. He
He
was
really
able to jump
was.
on. Because it's been a while
Yeah, well,
since we've seen him. He looked great. I meant to tell him
Yeah,
he looked great.
and I kind of wanted to see Darla, but she's busy. But we'll see her in the future too. I'm sure she's doing a lot of things too. She's working right beside Emery, so she's right there with everything that's going on. But Emery he took time out of his schedule, and it was just a great blessing. All right, well, yes,
Well, this has been
Michelle.
awesome. I hope you're recording it.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's recorded.
Okay.
Wait, just one last little plug for the quantum nano pink rose gold mana solution that Emery and Darla made. It's pure gold made into a colloidal nanoparticle, which gives it the pink tinge color. Then a quantum proprietary solution is added to it, which increases the gold's frequency by 1,000 times. You can get it at emerysmith.co. By the way, that was Darla in the photo. And once again, thanks, guys. Welcome to the Cosmic Disclosure Hour. We hope to see you again next week. Might be a bi-weekly thing, I'm not sure. But we appreciate you visiting. Let's just take a little quick gander at the chat. I'm sure.
Yeah. Lisa said, have a great night, y'all. Thanks for jumping on.
All right, you guys. We have Jackie, Lisa. Awesome. All right, you guys, thanks so much for coming into the chat. We appreciate you too. I wish we could have got more to you, but maybe we'll get better as time goes on, being able to maneuver between chat and the show and all of that. And Michelle, thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you for letting me come on, and it was a great podcast.
All right. So I guess on that note, we are all done for tonight. You guys have a great week. Michelle.